It was supposed to be a quick grab-and-go meal.
Yeah, she kept saying how she wasted her gas driving all the way back up here. Just upset that I wouldn't give her anything for free.
Instead, this order came with the side of handcuffs.
It's unfortunate that that's what I'm going to be charged with when I also manage a business and have a life to uphold.
We're breaking down how this order led to a criminal confrontation. This is Inside the Crime, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Elizabeth Millner. Let's be honest, if you live off delivery like I do, you've been there when something goes wrong. A forgotten drink, a missing side, or worse, you get somebody else's meal. Here we have a situation where the meal was completely fine. Just some famous sauce was missing on the side. It's November 29th, 2024. We're in Largo, Florida. It's just before 2 p.m. when officers are dispatched to a local Raising Cane's. Yep, the place that's known for their chicken fingers, Texas toast, and of course, that famous cane sauce. But it was one of those menu items that sparked the Cane's employees to call the cops.
Hi, welcome to Cane's.
Hey, is there a Tatiana here? Are you Tatiana?
Yes.
All right. Where do you want to call?
Outside?
Yeah, outside's fine. We'll just go over by the car.
Perfect.
So, was this today?
Yes.
Okay.
Like
Is
around
she...
125?
Do you know her personally?
No.
Okay, so what exactly happened?
So apparently she was missing 8 cane sauces out of her tailgate order. And I replaced it for her. I let her know, hey, we're so sorry about that. Gave her the 8 sauces. She wasn't happy about it. She wanted more sauces for free. I told her, hey, we can't do that. That's not our standard. That's not our policy. She didn't like it. She kept saying how she wasted her gas driving all the way back up here. Just upset that I wouldn't give her anything for free. And so she asked for my name, and by our standards, we're not required to give it to her for security reasons, and I let her know that, and she didn't like it. So after asking me another time, and I was like, hey, I'm not going to give you my name, she goes and she grabs my keys, and then she grabs my thigh with it, and she's trying to look for a name, realizes there's no name on it, and she lets go, turns around, and leaves.
She originally came here. Did she go through the drive-thru or go inside?
Inside. She was a mobile.
Okay. Do you know if she was picking up for someone else or for herself?
For herself.
Mobile pickup. Inside. And what time did she initially come in?
I'm going to want to say around 1:15, 1 o'clock, around there.
Is it all on footage?
Yes.
Okay. So she comes in from mobile pickup inside at, we'll find the exact hours, grabs her bag, and then leaves?
Yes.
Okay. Then she returns.
And at first she calls about it, and then she walks in, and we're like, okay, you're on the phone with us, but you're also already here, too.
Yeah. Okay, so she returns in an hour, we'll check, after calling. Was she on the phone when she walked inside the restaurant? And are you able to find the phone number as well?
Yes, it's on our mobile tablet.
Okay. Okay, so she comes back inside, she's on the phone. Who approaches her? Do you approach her?
Yes, I walk up to her first because I can tell that she needs something.
Yep.
And that's when basically the whole incident started.
Okay, so you walk up to her, did she put the phone down?
No, she was still on it.
Still on phone. And then what was the dialogue like when you walked up?
I was like, hi, hi, how can I help you? And she was just basically going straight into it. Was like, hey, I'm missing 8 cane sauces. I just drove over here. Now I'm having to drive over here again, waiting on my sauces that I didn't get that I paid for. And I was like, I'm so sorry about that, ma'am. So I walk away from her, and I go and I grab the 8 cane sauces for her. And that's when she really gets upset because she starts asking me for free sauces. And that's when I tell her no. And that's basically that.
Okay. Where were you guys standing when she tried grabbing your lanyard?
Right where that front counter and you go out of it.
Where that little opening is? Yeah, okay.
Now, you might be thinking, this all seriously can't be over cane sauce. Well, it was. And what really made it a potential felony was the customer allegedly forcibly grabbing the Cane's employee.
So she grabs the lanyard. Like, how far out does she pull it?
I don't think that far. I think when she turned it around and realized there was no name on it, that's as soon as she let it go.
Okay.
And right after she left.
You guys happen to have video footage that would show her car and license plate?
I don't know about her license plate. I have a picture of her standing next to her car, but it's really hard where our cameras are angled. Like, you can't really see the back of the car.
Okay. Okay. Based on what you're telling me, I'll take a look at the footage. Obviously, there's a battery if she's grabbing you without your consent. But when she's trying to take property from you with force, it could be a strong arm robbery, which is a felony, even if it's attempted. So we'll go take a look at the footage and see what we can look at on there. Can you access on your phone?
No, I cannot, and I would also have to call my boss.
Okay.
Because they're the only ones that have access to it.
Yeah, if you could just let them know what's going on, tell them that we're out here right now, and if there's a way for us to access it.
She's gonna figure out what time.
I think she said it was around like 12:45 to 1:15. Looking for a lady with
I saw
pink
her.
and
Can't
blue
miss
hair.
her.
Yeah, can't miss her at all.
I assume she's gonna be somewhere right in this
Yeah, I'll be
area.
right where they're standing right now.
What time is this so I can find it on the camera?
1:20.
1:20?
Yes.
There she is. What time is this?
This is
1:25.
it. Yeah, like right about 1:25. So I'm gonna do 2 views here. I'm gonna do this one and then last one.
Oh, perfect.
She said that she was on the phone with the other manager at the time.
Okay.
This went down. And then she went off on top of whatever, at least with some cane sauce.
611, 613 back in, subject
Ridiculous. Wow, that's at 1:28:11.
Looks like they advised us that the driver of one of the vehicles wants to report a
Can you rewind it a little bit?
possibly in our jurisdiction. They have no further.
How far in? That's what she's physically
can
got her
you-
hand right there.
Let's zoom in on this one.
14 seconds.
It's gonna be hard to see on that because the employee's standing there.
In this one, you can see her hands physically on her right there, though.
Yeah. Can you
Grabbing
rewind it
her
a little
stuff.
bit?
Yeah. Let's go back 5. Let's play. Yeah, she's going for her keys right there.
Okay.
That's right at 1:28:05. If you want to get down to the seconds, probably. Because at 1:02 she's still talking, and then 1:07 she's on her. She's like, I'm not giving you my name, and that's the rule. We don't give out names because it's
Yeah.
all they're gonna do is call and harass. at that point.
Absolutely. Let me record that real quick.
Yeah. Back.
Surveillance video confirmed, and police say it was all because of the sauce. Officers were able to ID the customer as 31-year-old McKenzie Keeling. This is what the police report states. The CCTV footage shows Keeling enter the restaurant at 13:25 hours while on his cell phone and approach the mobile drink pickup counter. At 13:26 hours, Keeling is observed speaking with an employee until Herbert walks into frame at 13:27 hours and provides Keeling with a Raising Cane's box, which had 8 packs of sauce inside. The CCTV footage shows Keeling waving her hands about while speaking, and at about 13:28 hours, Keeling is captured on CCTV footage quickly darting her right hand toward Herbert with force, grabbing Herbert's lanyard toward her, temporarily depriving Herbert of the employee card, and Herbert is observed pulling the lanyard back from Keeling until Keeling loses her grip on it and exits the store. When an officer gets McKenzie on the phone, she claims she didn't do anything wrong.
I'm doing an information report about some sort of incident that happened at Raising Cane's on East Bay today.
Yeah, I was checking an ID to see if she had a name tag on there.
Okay. Like I said, it's just an information report. I just got to come talk to you, get your side of the story. If you don't mind filling out a witness statement. Is there some place I can meet you so you can fill that out?
Later today, but not at the moment.
Okay. Where can I meet you later today? Or would you like to come down to the police department?
I don't know. This is ridiculous. I literally grabbed a tag to check her name, so I don't know why this is being, targeted against me. I literally did nothing wrong.
Okay. I'm not saying that you did. I'm just saying that I need to speak to you. That's it.
Okay, I guess I can meet you there at maybe 7 p.m.
7 p.m. at the Largo Police Department?
I don't know where that's at.
It's at, I can give you the address if you like, unless there's somewhere else you'd like to meet.
I'd prefer to not go there.
Okay, where would you like to go? I can go to Starbucks, wherever you'd like.
That's fine. I just really don't understand why I'm being targeted for asking for someone's name and checking their ID for it.
Because there was a report made to the police department, and I have to talk to each person involved and get their side of the story so I can close the report.
So am I going to get in trouble?
Not necessarily. I just need to get your side of the story so I can get it documented, and then, like I said, I can close everything out. But
I checked someone's ID for their name. That's literally all I did. She refused to give me her name, and I checked her ID for her name.
Okay, I got you, but I have to talk to you in person because we have body cams these days, so everything has to be done in person.
I just feel like if I meet you in person, I'm going to get arrested or something, and I'm not really comfortable with that. Can we just meet at the Publix on East Bay, I-19?
Yeah, the one where the Dollar Tree and everything else is?
Yes.
Yep, that's fine. Publix, 7 p.m.
It's literally going to ruin my life because I checked for someone's ID. This is ridiculous.
I just said I just need to get your side of the story.
No, you guys just always seem to target someone who's literally done nothing wrong, so it's fine. I'm just going to have my life ruined because I asked for someone's name and I checked their ID for it.
Okay.
She refused to service me, so it's fine.
So I'll meet you at 7 p.m. at the Publix, okay?
McKenzie agreed to meet officers a little earlier, and she didn't come alone. Her parents were right by her side.
So would you still like to fill this out?
I think so.
Okay.
What is she agreeing to if she signs that?
So this is just the Miranda rights. So it's just saying that whatever she writes on here can be used in court, and that she's swearing that what she writes here is the truth of what actually happened. That's all.
That's it.
Yep.
Well, yeah, but can I ask a couple?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so, we haven't had time, this all happened, we haven't had time to call an attorney or anything like that. So, at least what we understand in this, Mackenzie's first of all a great kid. She's never had a problem, never been issues. She works way down the road here. And so, I guess all I'm asking is, so should we get an attorney first, or before we sign anything, or?
So it's up to you. It's not going to make a difference of what happens right now. I'm just offering her the opportunity to tell me what happened so that I can include that in the report. If she doesn't want to tell me what happened, she doesn't want to write it down, there's not going to be her side of the story. So if she'd like to speak with an attorney, she absolutely can. It's not going to change the outcome of tonight. But if she doesn't provide me her information, I won't have her story to provide to the state attorney or anything like that.
What is the outcome of tonight?
So you're facing charges right now for what happened at Raising Cane's, but I would like to understand your side of the story and what happened.
I did not know that checking someone's name tag was illegal.
So it's not just checking someone's name tag, but
I grabbed it and checked her name was on it. It wasn't, so I let it go and I left. That's how I saw everything happen. I also wear a badge for work in the same place, and it has our names on it, and I've had patients grab mine to see my name, so I did not realize that grabbing someone's name tag to check for their name after they refused to give me their name was even illegal.
So you cannot touch anyone or attempt to take anyone's property or belongings on their person without someone's consent.
But
If
what
you
if
do
I was
so, it's a
checking it,
crime.
especially on something that it should be like a name tag type thing? Because that's what I associated it
can't.
with, because
Because
I
it's
wear
not your property.
a name tag.
I understand, but if it's not your property, you can't touch or grab or do any of those things without someone's consent. It would be different if you said, hey, can I look at your name tag, and the person said yes, and they either offered to you.
It's just unfortunate because it's happened to me, and I've never even thought that that was illegal. And since it's happened to me so many times, I did not think that it was going to affect anyone else in any other way.
Well, I'm sorry that you've gone through things like that. I hope you know that you can let us know if something like that happens to you.
I just never would. I would never charge someone with checking my name tag. It's unfortunate that that's what I'm going to be charged with when I also manage a business and have a life to uphold.
I hear you.
But my life's going to be torn apart because I checked someone's name tag when she refused to give me her name when I was asking her for help, and she wasn't helping me. And I manage a business, so when someone asks me for help, I'm there to help them, and I'm going to give you my name regardless of if I want to or not.
I hear you. We are required to give our names when someone asks. Our
Exactly,
name and badge
and
number.
I would do the same thing, and I've had people grab my badge to get my name, and I'm never going to charge someone and ruin their life because of that.
So unfortunately, private businesses have their own practices and policies, and Raising Cane's has a policy where if someone asks for your name, even if you're an employee, they're not required to give them their name.
Well, she could have mentioned that. Instead, it was just no, and I was just being told no. No one explained to me that I can't have her name physically, and how am I supposed to know that walking into every establishment that, like, I'm going to need that plastered on the door if that's going to be something everywhere, because that's just pretty standard to get people's names on a name tag. Like,
I hear you.
Well, doesn't it, respectfully, doesn't it seems like this is excessive. I mean, shouldn't she just get a warning? She's never been in trouble. She's never done
So
anything.
I'll tell you what. I can talk to you guys separately and let you know everything that I've seen and that I've investigated. And this officer can stand by with McKenzie. All right, do you want to fill this out, or would you like to pass on this for now?
We're not really familiar with all this stuff.
That's fine. Can you do this in the car for them?
We're not trying to be...
No, I'm not saying you are. I understand the hesitation.
Now, is that my only opportunity to fill this out?
It is. You're not going to have another opportunity to fill one of those out. You'll have an opportunity to speak to a lawyer, but this is the only opportunity to fill out this form.
Just stand right here by my car. I'll put this away.
So I'll tell you guys what's going on.
I mean, I just feel like she should be able to. I don't want anything to be misconstrued.
So where we're at is that unfortunately you can't just reach and snatch things from people. Per state statute, it's considered when you take something or attempt to take something with force, it's a robbery. So the charge she's looking at right now is a strong arm robbery with no weapon. The state
With a weapon?
With no weapon. Yeah, no weapon. There's some things that meet the criteria. Is that there has to be force involved, which when she's ripping it from her, and she also hit the manager in the leg, that's force. And the manager was in fear. So those are the stipulations. I have statements from everyone that was involved, everyone that witnessed it. I have the footage. I've looked at her record to see what they might be able to do. She has been involved in a theft in the past, but they padded her, which means that instead of charging her with a crime and convicting her of it, it was something that they're able to give her community service for. So that's something that I didn't look to see if she was ever convicted, but I saw that she was given a name pad, which means that wouldn't necessarily go on her record. So if this is the only thing that she's looking at, the state attorney will more than likely work with her on a plea deal to either drop it to, because a strong arm robbery is a felony charge. So more than likely, because her record's pretty clean, they'll work with her on a plea deal to drop it to a misdemeanor. I can't promise you, but depending on the case, if the witnesses later decide, oh, I don't want to move forward with this, they could drop the charges too. Unfortunately, where I stand is if it was a misdemeanor and it was just a battery, I could use my discretion and just forward the charges. Felonies, domestic violence, which is something that somebody else wants to explain it to you. I don't get to use discretion. So the probable cause is there. I have to make the arrest.
I apologize. When you get a sec, I talk to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's where we're at right now. Okay, so I just want to kind of bring you guys up to speed so you're aware of what's going on, okay? All right. I'll be right back with you, okay?
So while all of this began over alleged missing sauce, it's ending with an arrest.
The reason that you reached for her lanyard
Was to get her name.
to get her name.
100%. The
Okay.
only, because can I show you my badge?
Yeah, that's fine.
This is my badge for work. It has my name. If you open it, it has my first and last name on it. Hers said Raising Cane's. I figured if I looked at the other side, it would have her name.
Okay.
That's what I was hoping for. That's all I wanted out of that, was her name, so that I could deal with that separately. I wanted to get her name and leave so that I could just reach out to a manager. That's literally all I wanted, because when people come to me and have issues at my store, I'm like, who helped you? That's what I want to know. So I just needed a name. That's all I wanted from her. I'm not trying to hurt her. I wasn't trying to do anything other than get her name. And she refused it, and I did not know that they couldn't give me their names if they didn't want to.
I got you. So just so I understand, you're saying this has happened to you before, so that's kind of why you didn't think it would be a crime.
Yes, this has happened to me all the time. I wear mine right here like this, the same exact place she had hers. People grab this all the time and say, what's your name? And grab at it. I have never, ever thought to call you guys because of that. Never once did I thought this was illegal for someone to grab something that's on me, because I've literally walked by someone and they've grabbed things. I did not think this was illegal by any sort of means.
I hear you. So, from speaking with you, it sounds like you're a good person. It sounds like you didn't have any ill will. Unfortunately, where we're at is that I don't have discretion on this.
Can you take my badge, Mom?
They can take anything that you need.
Lock my car. I'm going to drive your car.
Let's do a little bit. So everything that you told me, I'm going to include in the report, your reasoning for it, because if this has happened to you in the past, it makes complete understanding to me. So when you get down to the jail, they'll go ahead and tell you what your bond will be. Unfortunately, us on patrol, we have no idea, because that's through the sheriff's office.
So where do my parents need to go?
So you'll be transported down to Pinellas County Jail. The way it works is it's, Pinellas County Sheriff's Office contracts Allied Transport to pick up people outside of the hours of 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. So a transport van will come over here and take you to the jail. You want to search her?
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll put in the request, and then they'll come pick her up and take her to the jail. And then she'll get her phone call, and they'll let you know what your bond will be.
And then how do I call
She'll get the phone call?
Yeah, so they'll give you a phone call. So she can take her phone. They'll even have a charger down there. She can access all her contacts, everything.
We'll take that out there. All right, we'll take it out.
So what does she do? Call me as soon as?
Yep, she can give you a call as soon as they give her,
I love you.
as soon as they give her the opportunity to give her a call, she can take her phone with her so she has all her contacts. And then she can give you a call to let you know what's going on, what the bond is. And if they give her a bond, which she has no violent history, just the prior theft, which was added, I don't see why they wouldn't give her a bond. You don't have to post a full bond, it's just a percentage, like 10 or 20%. Like I said, unfortunately I don't work in the jail, so I don't know exactly the percentage. And then if they give her a bond, you can post a bond and get her out tonight. The processing does take a couple of hours, so I'm going to have a van roll this way, so hopefully we can get everything done as soon as possible. Like I said, this is really an unfortunate circumstance. It does seem like she's a really good person. I just, unfortunately, don't have discretion when it comes to a case like this.
McKenzie Keeling was charged with strong arm robbery, a second-degree felony. She was out of jail the very next day after posting a $2,500 bond. On December 2nd of that year, she entered a written plea of not guilty through her attorney. Online records show on January 13th of 2025, the case was downgraded to a misdemeanor. Thanks for watching this episode of Inside the Crime. I'm Elizabeth Millner. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another case.